Let me ask you something. How many times in your life have you said, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll try later." And then the opportunity slips away forever. What if the thing you're ignoring right now could be the very thing that changes your entire future? Watch this before you waste your next opportunity, because regret is far heavier than failure. Opportunities don't come with a big neon sign. They don't knock on your door and shout, "This is your chance." They come quietly, disguised as hard work, tough choices, or scary risks. Most people don't miss opportunities because they weren't smart enough. They miss them because they weren't paying attention, or because fear made them freeze. But today, we're going to talk about how to spot opportunities, grab them, and never let them slip away again. Story 1. Steve Jobs. Let's start with a name you know, Steve Jobs. Back in the 1970s, Jobs and Steve Wozniak had an idea, a personal computer. But at that time, computers were these giant, complicated machines for corporations, not something you'd keep in your home. Jobs saw what others ignored, an opportunity. He didn't have the money, he didn't have investors, and he definitely didn't have certainty. But he knocked on doors, sold his van, convinced people to back him. Apple was born from that one decision to take a scary, uncertain opportunity. Now, imagine if he'd said, "Maybe later, maybe when I have more money, more experience, more time." The world would have never seen the iPhone in your pocket. Here's the truth. Most people don't fail because of lack of talent. They fail because they don't recognize when opportunity is standing in front of them. So let me ask you, what are you putting off right now? A job application? Starting a business? Talking to someone who could change your career? Because the painful truth is, opportunities don't wait for you. They move on to the next person who's ready. Story 2. Oprah Winfrey. Take Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in poverty, faced countless struggles, and when she got her first job in TV, she was actually demoted because they thought she wasn't good enough for news. Most people would have quit. But then came the opportunity, hosting a small daytime talk show in Chicago. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't prime time, but she grabbed it with both hands, poured everything she had into it. That show? It became the Oprah Winfrey Show, one of the most successful talk shows in history. Her empire, her entire career, started from seizing that one small, overlooked opportunity. Here's the lesson. Opportunities often look small, scary, or inconvenient in the beginning. That's why most people miss them. They're waiting for the perfect time, the perfect setup, the perfect conditions. But perfection doesn't exist. The people who win in life are the ones who say, "I may not be ready, but I'll start anyway." Story 3. Elon Musk. Elon Musk is another great example. After selling PayPal, he could have retired forever, but he put nearly all his fortune into two insanely risky ideas: electric cars and space rockets. At that time, Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy. SpaceX had 3 failed launches in a row. Everyone told him to quit, but he saw an opportunity where others only saw disaster. He doubled down, fought through, and on the 4th try, SpaceX succeeded. Today, Tesla is worth billions. SpaceX is rewriting history. But imagine if he had quit after the 2nd or 3rd failure. He'd be just another forgotten entrepreneur. So here's my challenge for you. What is the opportunity you're ignoring because you're afraid? That course you haven't started? That side hustle you keep putting off? That connection you haven't made because you're nervous? Remember this. The scariest doors often hide the biggest breakthroughs. Don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait until you feel ready. Because readiness doesn't create opportunity. Action does. The next time you're faced with a choice, remember this video. Remember Steve Jobs, Oprah, Musk. They didn't wait. They acted. The question is, will you? If this message hit you, don't just nod and move on. Do something. Today. One small step. One call. One risk. Because your future self is watching. And trust me, you don't want them to ask, why did you waste that opportunity?